Hello students, today we are doing lesson 2.9, translating sentences into equations. So we've already kind of done part of this. We have translated expressions, and so there's a difference between expressions and equations. So let's just go over that really quick. An expression, and remember, if you are watching these notes, like you are absent or something, you need to be taking notes in your notebook. So an expression might look like this, x minus 9, okay? And the difference between an expression and an equation is that an equation would look like x minus 9 equals 2. Okay, so remember, in an equation, almost the word equal is in there, and that means that it's going to have an equal sign in the problem. Okay, so we only have a couple of examples to go through because you have done this, like I said. So let's talk about example 1. Example 1 says, a number increased by 3 is 6. A number increased by 3 is 16. I think I said 6, but is 16. Okay, so when we go through this, I'm going to change the color of my pencil real quick. What I like to do is go through it just step by step and say, what do we do for each of these? So for a number, I'm going to call that n. Increased by, okay, we talked about what increased means. Increase in math means that I'm going to add. And then I have the 3, which is right here. And I'm going to skip this word right here, but over here it's going to be 16. So remember, these are supposed to be equations. And when the word is shows up in a math sentence, then we're going to put the equal sign, okay? Because if something is, then that means almost like a number increased by 3 is equal to 16, is the same thing as is. So there's my equation is n plus 3 equals 16. Okay? Okay, let's try a different one. Oops, sorry. Okay, next one, we're going to go on to example 2. And is probably the most often word you'll see for equals. You might also see the word equals. You might say results in. There's a few other things, but for the most part, everything says is for that. Okay, so example 2 is $19 is the result of dividing the cost of a bat by 3. So let's say somebody is going to buy a bat for 3 friends to share at baseball, so they don't have to buy 3 bats. So this is going to be $19 is how much they're each going to pay. So I'm going to go through this thing just like I did in the last one, and we're going to talk about how to write each thing. So $19, remember when you're writing an equation, you don't want to put the dollar sign in there. So it's just 19. And then right here where it says is the result, okay, that means I'm going to put equals. So remember, you don't always have to have your plus or minus, your operation on the left-hand side. It might come on the right-hand side. So then we say dividing, okay, so I know I'm going to divide, and remember in algebra that we divide with a line. You can also divide like this, but we're going to do it with the line first. So the cost of a bat, do we know the cost of the bat? No, so we're going to put just B on top, and then we're going to divide that by 3, so 3 goes on the bottom. So the bat's cost divided by 3 equals $19, and that's my equation for that. Okay, those are all the examples in this one, but what I want you to do now is go through and do the skills check. I want you to hit pause on the video. This is still on your notes. I want you to go to the skills check on page 67 and work all 6 problems. And then I want you to come back, unpause the video, and go through them with me to see if you got the same answer. You really need to practice when you still have your teacher here to be giving you the answers right afterwards so you can see what you did wrong if you do anything wrong. So go ahead and hit pause, and then we'll come back and you can work them through with me, okay? Pause now. Okay, so now you should be back, and we're going to talk about each one of these 6. I'm hoping this doesn't take too long to write these all out. I'm going to kind of abbreviate on some of this stuff since you can already see it in your book, like the number, I'm going to put as a number sign. Okay, here's the first one, number 1, the quotient of. Okay, whenever you see these 4 words, sum, you might want to write this in a little box off to the side. Sum, difference, product, and quotient. These are our operation, they are the answers to operations problems. So sum is plus, difference is minus, product is times, and quotient is divide. And when you see those, you are also going to see the word and. The word and is where these symbols go. Okay, so right here is my word and. So quotient goes with and. That's where my division sign is going to be because quotient means divide. So I have the quotient of a number. Remember, we're going to call that n. And, so this is where my division sign comes. But I'm going to do my division sign like that. And 19 is 3, so equals 3. So that's what you should have gotten for number 1. Okay, let's go on to number 2. Number 2 is another one that uses these words over here. It says the sum of a number, and 18 is 31. So a lot of times I tell kids, if you don't even know where to start, at least write the is 31. So I have equals 31. Okay, now that's out of the way. Now I can work on the rest of this. So this says the sum. We know that sum means add. So but we need to look for that word and in the problem. So here's the word and. So that's where my plus sign is going to be. After it, I see the 18 very clearly. And before it, I have a number. So that's going to be n. So your answer for number 2 should have been n plus 18 equals 31. Okay, I'm going to try to go through the rest of these problems a little bit faster. Okay, number 3 is 23 subtracted from a number is 6. Okay, so here we go. I have is 6. That's the easy part, right? Subtract it from, I have a minus sign, and it has 23 and a number. But on this one, I'm taking 23 and I'm subtracting it from a number, from n. So I really need my n first, and then I'm going to take 23 away from that n. So you should have gotten n minus 23 equals 6. Some things need, and it is not right if you go 23 minus n equals 6. That will be wrong. So make sure that you have it in the right order. Some of these just take that you're listening to the way that it says it. Sometimes kids do better if they can say them out loud. So you can always do that also. Okay, number 4, 78 is the result of multiplying. I'm just going to abbreviate that word. 6 and a number. Okay, so 78 is the result. So that's easy. 78 equals. And then it says of multiplying. So I know I'm going to have multiplication. And it's 6 and a number. So 6 times n. And remember, you don't have to put that time sign. You can also just have this be 78 equals, oops, that wasn't supposed to be there. 78 equals 6n. Okay, number 5. It says $8 more than, oops, I forgot the 8. $8 more than, okay, I'm going to try to go a little bit faster. The total electric bill is $26. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. Okay, so remember when something says more than or less than, it means you switch the order of it. So my is 26 is going to be equals 26. The total electric bill is what I don't know. I'm going to call that E. So I have E plus 8 equals 26. Remember, when you have more than, that means that 8 is going to go flipped with the electric bill. Okay? Okay, and then last one, number 6, 61 students decreased by a number who are visitors is 38. Okay, so we have 61 students decreased by a number who are visitors is 38. So I have 61 students. I'm going to decrease that. So minus the visitors or the number, whatever you might, I'll just call it N for number, equals 38. And that's my answer. And that is it for this section. Okay. So that's it. Goodbye.